Welcome back and thank you for staying with eNCA. Now, there's relief finally for thousands of people who were left homeless because of fires in Cape Town's informal settlements. The city's Human Settlements Department has put in a request for emergency funding from national government. This means authorities in Cape Town will be able to help even if the areas are not declared a disaster. Just how bad is the housing situation there, though? We're joined by Malusi Booi, the Human Settlements MMC in the city of Cape Town. Mr. Booi, thank you very much for your time here on eNCA. Just firstly, have you been able to assist the people whose homes burnt during the festive season?
Thank you, and thank you to your viewers. Yes, most definitely. We are in that process through our adjustment budget yesterday, and 15 million was approved for security, but also we had to have 5 million that was approved for fire kits to assist the victims of fires that happened over the festive season. So our teams are now going through the supply chain process, and I'm hoping by next week we would start delivering the first batch of those structures.
And just when it comes to those who lost everything, usually in fires such as this, some of them lose very important documents such as their IDs, driver's license, etc. Has Home Affairs been contacted? Are they assisting with this in this regard?
We did contact them during that period, over December period and January, and they were actively on site in some of the areas, but in some areas where the offices are in close proximity. So individuals went to their offices. So majority of the people have received their IDs, and mostly some have temporary IDs, which in the near future they'll get their IDs. But also those who have lost some of the belongings, we had a conversation which yielded some good results with Gift of the Givers, where they gave them some mattresses, some blankets, etc. And we also worked with SASA to social development, which also came on board to assist with some stuff.
So this is not the first time that the city of Cape Town experiences such tragedies, and according to what we see from other media houses who say that they've done some research, is that they say 190 people in Cape Town have been killed in informal settlement fires. How fast can you actually just exacerbate the issue of people not having proper shelters and proper homes?
Well, part of the challenge is that we receive, a restricted amount of funds from national government. We get limited resources. For an example, we used to get just over R1 billion for houses, but now we get far less than that, primarily because some of the money was repurposed for the COVID-19. So we don't get enough resources to be able to match or to deal with the backlog that we have. On our database, we've got more than 500,000 people that are waiting for housing opportunities. And we only receive just over R500 million to be able to meet that target. And it's something that we are unable to do. Hence we have now decided to partner with private sector to make sure that we have a good collaboration and increase the yield of houses that we give to our citizens.
All right. And how fast can you make this happen? Because, I don't know, some people, for instance, have still been displaced from fires that happened way before the festive season, for instance.
Well, as I've indicated, now that Minister Kubai has granted us the R5 million, we are going through our supply chain process, but we are expediting that process as well to make sure that we get the material in the next few days, and I'll be handing over that material in the next few days to those victims. People of Polar Park have not even established themselves. So I'll be going to that area over the weekend to speak to the leadership so that we have a clear rollout. But also, we need to make sure that there's clear reblocking so people don't build on top of each other. There's space in between the structures so that if a structure catches fire, in the future, it does not affect many of the structures that are around it. So it's part of the process that I'll be embarking on over the weekend, so that by next week we can start rolling out those structures to that community.
Oh, right. So as soon as next week, you'll be able to roll out those structures. But these are temporary, right? What's the timeline for permanent structures for these people?
Well, this is a short term, obviously, but we're engaging now with Minister Kubai on this particular issue, where we now saying let's work on the medium to long term, where we give people permanent structures where they'll be able to stay comfortably with their families. She has committed to come back to us as a city with a revised budget. But we are in discussions now to make sure that in the long term, we roll out alternative building technology in various communities, which will enable them to have better houses.